What up, you guys? It's Rafael here, and today we're talking about Prismatic Evolution singles because right now in 2025, September of 2025, Prismatic Evolutions is starting to consolidate. It's entering this phase to where it is now starting to make sense to pick up a lot of these singles. So I'm gonna go through all of those right now. I'm gonna show you what I see here and show you what I'm personally doing with Prismatic Evolutions and at the current prices that they are right now. But before we get into that, I do have a giveaway. We haven't done one in a while, and here is a beautiful Pikachu EX that will be shipped to one lucky subscriber. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, like this video, and comment down below what is your favorite Prismatic Evolution Pokemon, and this could be yours for absolutely free. I will pick one random winner down below, and I'll reply to your comment so that you know that you won, and this will be coming to you absolutely for free. So, Prismatic Evolutions. One quick disclaimer I'm going to give you is that you should never look into singles as an investment because, like I said before, it is very risky, it is very volatile. Usually, singles tend to stagnate and stay in a certain price point range for years before they start to see any type of movement. Right now, we're in a kind of a unicorn market, right? Because you can buy a collection of singles today, and a week or two later, you can see double-digit returns. And that is because it's the nature of the bull market that we're in right now. It happens with Seal, it happens with PSA slabs, it happens with a lot of products that you will buy right now. Just don't get used to this type of returns. Don't get used to always picking up something and always seeing that it's increasing in price and you made basically easy money, right? When it comes to singles, I always tell everybody that is new to the hobby, always buy what you love and enjoy, and always buy what you're willing to keep on the shelf, regardless if the price went down 20 to 30% because you enjoy the card. So with that out of the way, with these singles and the Prismatic Evolution singles, there's potential in these singles that I'm about to show you. This is not financial advice. I'll show you the data and you decide what you want to do with your investing, collecting, and the hobby. So let's check it out. Now, Prismatic Evolutions, obviously you guys already know, Evolutions. You got an Eevee in here, you got a Kanda, Roaring Moon. There's a lot of good cards in here. I do want to give you a quick disclaimer that I personally don't really like naturalized Pokemon, but I am looking at picking up a couple of these cards because I do think they look great and it will be good to have sealed in a slab or in a raw version in my personal collection. I'm not going to go through all of the cards in Prismatic Evolutions. Just know that they're all doing a very similar thing. So let's start with the Sylveon EX right now. Sylveon EX is sitting at around $295, but what you see right now in this chart is that there was a time since the summer where this card just kept going down, down, and down for a long time. Once it got to the beginning of August, right here, this little point right here, you start to see a lot of consolidation. This is what consolidation looks like right here at the very bottom. Right, you see that the chart starts to invert. These bars are the sales, right? So once the sales start to go higher than what the price point is, this blue line in the middle, that's when you see a little bit of a different type scenario of a chart. And this is what you call consolidation. And that usually means that the card is starting to move sideways. There's a lot of people that think that the card is valued at this price point. A lot more sales are happening. And then usually what tends to happen is that the cards start to move in the opposite direction, right? So if you look at the 3 month, you can see a lot more clearly in the 3 months. You can see how much of the bars of the sales are not even close to the price point. But as the price point gets lower, you start to hit these bars of sales. And here is a really huge one, 16 sold at a 300 price point. It came down a little more. And then after that, you see consistent 1, 2, 3 sales in the 3 month. So I personally see this, and I see that there may be a potential to finally start looking at picking up these cards in their raw forms. The same thing can be said for the PSA versions as well. If we look at the Leafeon, same thing. This card has come down 50% from an all-time high of $458. It's sitting at $220 right now. And as you can see in the 6 month, you can see the same concept. It's coming down. There's a lot of purchases here. It looks like 38 of them at $291. It came down even lower. And now you're seeing several buys back to back to back. At the 3 month, you can see it even more prominent, right? You can see that right at this point right here, that August 10 to 12 is when it started to going sideways. And you can see that there was like 17 of the 216 price points not so long ago, like this month in September. And like I said, there's 45 in the market. Usually this type of consolidation means that it's getting ready to start moving in the upward direction. Roaring Moon, very beautiful card. Like I said, I don't really like the terrorized Pokemon in Prismatic Evolutions, but I do like this card in particular. At $150, it has come down 50% from all-time high of $301. And as you can see, same concept has come down. Now it's gotten all the way to the bottom of 140. It was 136 at some point, and now it's actually moved up to 141, 148. It's getting the sales, right? And when you look at the 3-month, you can see a lot more vivid, a lot more stronger here. The consolidation period, actually, this card, as you can see, is already moving up. So it consolidated all the way since August. For the month of August, it seems like it was consolidating, and then it's just already starting to see a movement in price upward for this particular card. You're seeing 27 cards available in the current market for this Chinchikanda art. The Umbreon, similar thing, 44% in the last 6 months. This card was $1,500 at some point, and like I told you guys in my previous videos, I don't own a single Prismatic Evolutions card for that reason. I believe it was super hyped. I believe it was too hard to pull. The pull rates were so bad that the price point of the cards was just too much for me to justify buying any of these cards out of the market. And so this card has come down a ton. And in the 3 months, you can see a very similar situation, right, between all of the cards. You can look at the charts for every single Prismatic Evolution and every evolution, and it's very similar to this, right? There's a lot of consolidation happening right now, and usually this card, when it stagnates like that, I do think that these cards are going to start at some point, just like the Chinchikanda Roaring Moon did, they're going to start to slowly creep back up. And if you think that $840, it's still too expensive for this Umbreon EX, you have to look no farther than the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies. Looking at this Umbreon, me personally, I like this Umbreon better. I know that it's also, the pull race over Evolving Skies was also really hard back in the day. And there is a lot of cards. There's 18,000 in PSA 10 and 4,900 in PSA 9. And who knows how many raw copies are out there, right? The whole point of showing you that is that it could very well be that this Umbreon EX gets to that point. With only 2,700 population of PSA 10, it's sitting at $3,000, very similar to the Umbreon price point of a PSA 10. So there must be a disconnect here, because if you see it's an $800 card raw and it's going for $3,000, so either this card is undervalued and it's ready to start moving up on both raw and PSA 10, or the Umbreon right here in a PSA 10. I'm pretty sure that this price points right now in Pokédata is probably not accurate either. If you go on eBay, last sold, this is probably selling for a lot more than this, relative to the current price point of TCG Player. But this is a 4-year-old set. Prismatic Evolutions has been out for 9 months now. It's crazy to say that Prismatic Evolutions has been out for 9 months, but I do think that in the long run, being that a lot of people is holding a lot of boxes for Prismatic Evolutions like ETBs, and a lot of ripping shippers are going through packs like crazy and not pulling enough quality PSA 10 Umbreons, I do think that this card in the long run will hold its ground as the price point that it currently demands and higher. And like I said, there is a consolidation happen, and usually after a consolidation, we usually start to see movements in the upward trajectory. And we do have the holidays around the corner. And with the holidays, you guys know that there's a lot of spend, a lot of people loosen up their wallets, loosen up their credit cards. And who's to say that somebody may want to gift themselves a minty Umbreon EX for Christmas? That actually tend to happen during the holidays. So there is a potential for a lot of these cards to move even higher during the holidays and into the year of 2026. We still haven't gotten the announcements of the 30th anniversary, and we still have more things to come in the next couple of months. Next month, we have the new game that's coming out, the ZA, that's going to put a lot of emphasis into Mega Evolutions. We still have several legs up to go. And when I see consolidation like this, and when I know that we have several different things coming in the winter, several different things coming for the 30th anniversary, and whatever it's going to do with Black Friday deals, whatever Pokemon does with Black Friday deals, I do think that a lot of these cards are starting to look very appealing to a lot of people that want to get their hands on some Prismatic Evolution cards. All right, you guys, there you have it. That's my Prismatic Evolutions. That's what I'm doing with Prismatic Evolutions right now. Me personally, I'm starting to look at the Umbreon, the Leafeon, and the Roaring Moon. That's just my preference, because I do enjoy the art style of the Leafeon and the Roaring Moon better than the all terrorized with the whole crystallic background, whatever you want to call it, of the rest of the cards. That's just my personal preference. I do plan on keeping these cards for the long term. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful to somebody out there that's looking at prismatic evolutions as well. And as always, stay positive, keep your head up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.